Okay. You can. Okay, so tutorial. Wait. Shit. Hmm. So first off, someone requested for a tutorial regarding the game. So it seems that a lot of people are quite lost during their start or on their first playthrough of the game. So first I would suggest that you follow the tutorials like what I'll show. First destroy cars to get your piece of iron. You can also destroy those barrels. So destroy the cars first. By the way, I have console commands enabled later, which I will be using. So if you follow the tutorials, it will tell you what to do and how to actually progress the game a bit easier. So this is actually a problem in terms of the wording of the tutorial. It says destroy the bush. So people are trying to like go near it and destroy it by a key, but you actually have to hit it. Okay. So next, you need to craft a felling axe, which is in your inventory. So open it up and check it. So you can get your vine, small stones, vine from bushes, small plants, even trees, and small stones from all over the map. So you need at least around 10 to be safe because you need more for later for other things. Get your felling axe, craft it, put it on your quick slot, and just chop some trees. So get more uh, small stones to craft your pickaxe because you need it also later. It's not part of the tutorial, but yeah. So in terms of bases, you can build practically anywhere you want, but there are a few key areas that people tends to like to go to. Okay, so like I've said, I have the console command enabled, so we'll skip a bit and go to those areas. So based from the area, I'm around here. Good spot, good starting spot. Starting spots are also random. You have around 5 to 6 areas where you can spawn. And I have a map. Yeah, I have a map which I have to rotate to make it correct. So either way, you can choose to set up anywhere your base. So personal favorite of mine is this part. This would be the gas station in front of the hospital. First reason is it's fairly easy to take over. Okay, and it's around, basically it's in the middle of the map. See, so depending on the areas that you want to go, it's at the center. So it's a good spot for your first playthrough if you want to finish also the story. Okay, so the second one that people loves to use would be the redwood shelter over here. See, redwood shelter. That is because of the layout, and it has walls around it. Um, Prefabricated buildings such as walls like this are indestructible, so zombies cannot destroy them, and it gives you a good protection from them. Another one good spot is the police station, just here. So gas station over there, hospital, redwood shelter, police station. The problem with the police station is that it has a boss zombie here guarding it. I'll show you later. And another spot is some people loves to use the school, the rooftop. Okay. Another spot that I recently just used is this one, the prison. Okay. The problem with this one is very far from the other buildings, other things in the game. So it will take a lot of time traveling from here to other places. So that's one of the biggest problems of this spot. But this is the only spot wherein you have this wall, this fence. Okay? What's so good about the fence? There's no way that zombies can get to the fence, inside of the fence, unless give them an access to. Similarly, you can put traps on one side of the fence and still reload or repair them while standing on the other side of the fence. So that makes up for a good cheesy strategy. Okay. So those are good spots to build your bases if you want to utilize your prefabricated buildings in the game. So the only thing you have to consider is you need to take over the places. Unlike if you build it up on places like this area where you first spawned, okay, you don't have to take over anything at all. You can just build your base and work from there. So there are numerous flat spaces that you can use. Generally, one of the good ones is here in the power plant area because of its flat area. But again, it's very far. Another one that people tends to use is this spot near the factory, I think. Okay, so those are the good starting areas. Actually, you can start and build your bases anywhere you like, depending on your preference. So we'll be following the tutorial. So it says, let's just start building our base over here. So it said tutorial first, build foundation, build a stair. So you need logs, chop more woods. So I'll skip on the resource gathering. So this is just primarily a tutorial for how you start the game. Basically, you need to gather everything you want, you need, okay, in order for you to actually progress in the game easier. Or else you won't be able to handle the hordes that comes every night at the 24th hour of the game. As you can see there in the upper right corner, you have your hour 11. Hour 11. So once it gets to hour 24, you will be notified that the wave has started. So once the wave has started, zombies will be spawning on areas such as that where you also spawn. Also. So that's one of the areas. They will not, however, spawn if you're too near it, and they will use the next closest spawn point, which is actually, I don't know how they calculate it, so I think it's random. But the next closest one from where we are, from here, is either the one over here. Where is it? Ah, here. So that's another spawn point. There's one also over here. There. Okay. And one more over here. And over here. The mountains over here. There. And there's supposed to be one more. Anyways, those spawn spots is where the player will also spawn first. And it's random. So you can just start all over again and then try to go to the spot you want first. So you need your equipment production table. From your equipment production table, you need more piece of iron. You can get them from your cars and other things, small stones and such. So I'll just enable more console commands. So once you get the items, you can just create it, right? So the zombies that will be spawning at around midnight will always go where you are and will attack you as long as they can reach you. So if you place your buildings over here and you stand on your foundation or you're very far away from this place, they will not attack it. So I suggest that you follow the tutorial until the part that it tells you to build a trap or a pendulum. You just keep on doing the tutorials. So you can get your boulders from rocks. You can get your seeds from trees and bushes. So also take note of the iron nodes because these are the ones that gives out your pieces of iron and iron ore and your copper ores, which are very useful in making traps. You can see it takes time to destroy these things because so if you upgrade your things, your pickaxe and your felling axe, it will take less time in gathering resources. And since the game is more on micromanaging and macromanaging your time and your resources, I suggest that you do upgrade them and get the necessary perks from your research table. So one tricky part of the game is that, as you can see, it told you to make your research table. The problem here is, to make your research table, you need your rope, your wooden plank, and lumber, but you cannot make it yet. Okay, that's why you need to make first your material production tables and your crafting table, all of which needs other things. Especially this one, you cannot make your crafting table until you do not until such time that you haven't made your material production table yet. So make this one first. Let's put it somewhere. That's why you need foundations. You can place things easier on foundations. But that also makes it dangerous because if anything that is above the foundation gets destroyed, anything above it gets destroyed also. That's why we make use of prefabricated buildings and put our things on indestructible things. I know that makes sense. So this is relatively easy to make. You just need to look for your boulders, your logs, and tree branches. Tree branches you get from trees, obviously. So break some more rocks to get your boulders. Okay, so that's it. So let's say you already built your material production. You now make your things for your crafting table. Okay, so let's say that you already have it, all the materials, make it. Now comes your research table. You need to make your both of these tables first before you can make your research table because you need rope and you can only make your ropes and your crafting table. Yes. So you cannot skip anything at all. So next is you make your research table and it will give you the most precious trap machine which you need to make your traps or most of it. Okay? You just put it here and then it gives you your trap machine. So usually if you I stop here. I always stop following the tutorial up to this point. But depending on the difficulty, you can make do in following even after this part. This is because pendulums are not really that useful in my opinion. Because first, it takes up 3 spaces or 3 foundations worth just to make one. And the way they do damage is by pendulum. So the weight goes back and forth. So usually for the first night, first wave, depending on the difficulty, this can work. Okay, you can just have this one and stand here, use your bow, and snipe on the enemies or shoot at the enemies as such as they go forward. Zombies will usually take the shortest route to you. Make sure that there is always a route going towards you, or else they will just start smashing things. Do not want your things getting destroyed. More tricks that you can utilize is, since the pathing of the zombies are strict, you can do something like this. Um, So let's first summon a zombie just for show. Okay, that's not supposed to be done now. Anyways, what happens is here, you go up and get hit by traps. Okay. Okay, that died quickly. Let's try something else. Uh, is it always that? Uh, what you can do is go down, and they will try to go down again to get to you. So once they're very near, you can just jump, get back here. So they will path back again towards the stairs, going here, and get hit by the trap again. So you can use various methods to draw in zombies to be able to take care of them. Here. Let's try spawning a lot of zombies at a time. Okay. And then lure them here. Just to show you. So they will go towards the trap. Get there. So let's say they're there already. You can just go down, lure them a bit, and then go down. So you will notice they will try to go up again. And again, you go down again, and then go up again until they're all dead. So that's one way. Oh, by the way, your own traps can hit you, so be careful in that. So let's say, where are we again? So let's go to my favorite spot. Sprinting, like so, in the game consumes stamina. Attacking consumes stamina. Dodging consumes stamina. And once you've run out of stamina, you can still dodge, you can still sprint, you can still attack. But it will use up your health instead. And you can die this way. So make sure that you're keeping track of your stamina, or else you might die just by running or dodging. So here's the gas station. It's very easy to set up your base over here. You can just mine everything or destroy the trees. On higher difficulties, there will be tons of zombies surrounding, so you have to be very careful on that. For tutorial purposes, let's just build on top first. The building system in the game needs a little bit of getting used to. But once you get used to it, it's not really that hard anymore. So let's just say we use this as our base of operations. We can build a lot of stuff. So the production tables here. Crafting. Fits. Your material, your crafting. Okay, doesn't want to fit. Okay, a research table somewhere. And also your sleeping bag. Your sleeping bag is where you will respawn once you die. Keep that in mind. If you do not have one, you will respawn on one of the spawn spots randomly. Most of the time, you will also respawn on where you first started. So let's say, let's go use your pendulum again. So zombies will go up here, try to reach you. And there's no way that you can actually utilize the spot, get down, or to make them go back again. So common tactic I use is I just make use of stairs that are not connected to the building itself. Use this to get back up. The zombies, however, cannot use that same step on lower difficulties. On higher difficulties, they can just speed it up because how fast the zombies are in higher difficulties. By the way, you have to craft your claw hammer, this one, because this gives you the capability to demolish your buildings. Depending on the difficulty, you can get resources back without any researches at all. Like example, let's make this one here, and then we demolish it. You get all of your resources back. On higher difficulties, you don't get anything at all unless you research your demo man. Memorations. Okay, the perks here, down here. So you have to be very careful. A tip regarding higher difficulties is that you have to rush in getting your novice demo man first. So you can at least get 10% of what you have used in certain things. 10% is not really 10% of it. I mean, since, for example, this building, this trap uses one trap machine, one iron ingot, and you have novice demo man, it will give you back your trap machine and your iron ingot, and one of lumber, one wooden plank, one rope, and one nail. That's more than enough for me because your nails, ropes, wooden plank, and lumber are relatively easy to get at start, even at start. But your trap machine is very hard to get. I can even say that if you mistakenly demolish your first trap and you're not able to get your trap machine back, you're screwed. Because you need to get engineer just to craft your trap machine. Even then, let's get it just to show you how important it is or how hard it is to get. To get a trap machine, you need 3 copper wires. Okay. To get your copper wires and your gears, Gear is relatively easy because you can get your iron ingots on the iron nodes that I shown you. This one, however, is hard to get because you need to upgrade first to level 3, your material bench. That takes resources. Like so, you need boulders, iron ore, and such to get to level 2. And then again, you need to upgrade it again to get to level 3. You need these, and in order for to get those, you need to upgrade your other, this one. No, I mean this one. Like, here. Here. Once you upgrade it, you need to make these just to upgrade it again. And that's the only time you can make your copper wires from your copper ingots, from your copper ores. That's how hard it is to get your trap machine early in the game. So most of the time, this is more than enough for the first day in first wave in normal. Zombies do not despawn or they do not disappear. The ones that spawns on the wave, they will just try to get to you all the chance that they have. Yeah, if you do not kill them, even if you fail to kill them all and somehow still live because you're unreachable, for example, you're here, they have no other means to reach to you, you destroyed this setup, so they can't get to you, they will stay. Okay? They will not despawn, they will not disappear. And they can even stack up. Okay? And that will be problematic to your computer or your rig instead. So the main goal for the game is, one of the goals for the game is to actually survive and kill the wave that you're currently in. The higher the number of days or the longer you are in the game, or in terms of the days, the stronger the zombies get and the numerous they get. So maybe later we'll get around 10, 15 zombies in total attacking us. And maybe at around wave for day 10, you get around 100 and more other zombies. So let's skip to the first wave. You get notified that the wave has started. Also, the top right corner, you will see the hour, and there's a white ring around it. Once it's full, that's your indicator for your hour 24, and it will start to fill up again. Okay. Once all of the zombies for the current day have been spawned or have been sent out towards you. So I don't know where the zombies are coming from. Like I've said, it's random. So here's your first visitor. That's another problem with your pendulum. It can also push back enemies towards you. By the way, your traps can damage you, so be careful. I've already said that, but it's good to repeat that to show you that you do get damaged by your own traps. See? And if you do get damaged, The zombies can combo you and can just kill you outright. You can see there's charges for your traps. It's your count or your ammo. That's how many times they can actually attack. Before you have to reload them. The different traps have different counts. Her pendulum has 30. It can actually hit zombies at least 2 times maximum. As you can see, it's not really that hard if you actually know what you're doing at first, the first day. And if you did not follow the tutorial, you won't be able to make your very first trap. Because I've already shown how hard it is to get your trap machine. You even need your research materials that you get from zombies or from loot. Also, if you've noticed that there's change in music when you are in the horde, in the process of the horde night. The music will go back to normal once you've killed all the zombies during the horde night. Let's repair that, reload that. Something I told you, you can manipulate where they go, such as this. See, they're now going to try and use a different path to get to me. And that's already a valuable tactic because you can reload your trap safely while they try to get to you the other way. Just go back here and then they will use the same path again, like so. So it's really that easy to manipulate the zombies in doing what you want. See? They will use that again. So that's a very good example on how you can manipulate the zombies. So here you can see that at the upper right corner, the bar is starting to fill up again. That also means that all the zombies for the current day, or current horde night, has been sent or spawned already and is on their way towards you. That's usually many zombies. There are also different types of zombies. Others can jump, others can charge at you. And others have other skills. As you can see, as you can hear, the wave sound is still the same. The music is still the same. Means you haven't killed all the zombies yet. That's an example of a zombie that can actually charge. Oh, we ran out of charges. Tree branches are very important because it's used to repair all of your traps except your bait trap. Okay, so the music has changed. It means you've killed majority of the wave already. And that's it. That's for the first wave, first day of normal mode. So basically what you have to do is get more resources, gather more resources, build up your base, um, make it so that you can survive the next wave, and so on. They just get stronger and stronger. More zombies every horde night. So for the second day, I suggest that you rush. I mean, for normal mode, even hard mode, you can play as you want. You don't really need any specific tactic for it. I think you can play however you want. But for higher difficulties like survival and above, even on legend, I suggest that you start getting your demo man level 1. First perk tech, demo man. So you can use the first trap machine that you got, okay, to clear buildings. Because if we disable the dev mode, I only have 27 research materials, and that's not yet enough to get your novice demo man or even your engineer. Wait, I'll just suicide a bit. By the way, if you die, okay, you will lose researches, your perks. Here, like so, I lost the engineer. However, you get them all back if you loot your body. See, this is the 20 research materials that you use to get the engineer. So that's also a trick you can use to juggle your research materials in early stages of the game. However, whenever you die, you lose 10 condition. That's the white bar at the bottom of the screen. And you can get that back by eating food, like your energy bar or cook. So you can cook food. So which food can you cook? Actually, once you have your small animal trap, bunnies and foxes can get trapped under, and then you can cook them. See? This disable that mode. Usually you can cook easiest the roasted small meat from bunnies and foxes that you catch from your small animal trap. That's why it's part of the tutorial. This one isn't, I think. The cooking table. I don't think it's part of it. Anyways, another source of food are the birds. Okay, there's very abundant numbers of birds roaming around in the game. So kill them, get their bird meat, and you can actually heal yourself 30 health and 10 condition. So that's really good. even better than your roasted small meat. So one way to get birds is just use your bow and shoot at them. I'm blind, I can't see. It's too dark. Let's change the time. Let's make it, yeah, okay, morning. Better. I can see better. Let's wait for birds. 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 Why aren't there any birds? Sheesh. Birds. Ooh, bunny. Ah, shoot. By the way, bows have, we call this, arch in them. They don't always go straight. They go down. That's the drag, vertical drag using the bow. You have to compensate. Um, oh yeah, one more thing you can do in higher difficulties is because the zombies are very strong, they're beefed up in higher difficulties. In normal, you can just strafe them with your bow easily because they're very slow and deal very small damage. Okay. In harder difficulties, you cannot do this easily. They're very fast and they deal tons of damage. And there's more zombies in higher difficulties. Another thing to note is if they're clumped up, they will be trying to attack you together. So what I do in higher difficulties is I lure them to my spot like this. This is what I do to clear the gas station. You shoot them, they try to go to you, and let your traps do the damage, the killing. Traps deal more damage than you for most parts. And economically, you need one tree branch to make 5 arrows, but your pendulum has 30 charges. 30 charges or 30 counts for just one tree branch. So once you have a base like this, you can just aim at them. Even if you don't hit, you get aggroed. They go to you. Be sure to go to the trap, and since you have your trap, you're ready. Yeah, the problem is if they're very far, you tend to walk slowly, try to hit them again, so they'll move faster. It's like getting them mad so they run faster towards you. So as you can see, there's problems with pendulum. Can't really hit properly. Sometimes they stand at the sides. Each trap has their uses, but I don't really like using pendulums. But it does open for creative uses because they can also bump up zombies to fall on spaces you make. I'll show you creative uses for pendulums. Hmm. By the way, depending on the difficulty, there are also so-called day spawns. They're as strong as wait, they're as strong as your wave spawns. Okay, just think of them as your mini wave spawns. They come in small numbers, but the numbers ramp up depending on the day you're in already. So the longer the this the further you are in the game, the more and stronger they get. So this is one creative use of your pendulums. So since there's a space in between, they can fall down, or they fall here, over here, or there. Let's show you. Let's just spawn some zombies. No. Hmm. Okay. No. Let's just spawn the next wave. Okay, let's go. I'm fast forwarding stuff just to show you the uses of other things. You can also place spike floors underneath your pendulums. So that will act as a deterrent, additional deterrent. I don't know why it's not allowing me to place spike floors, but normally you should be able to. Let's make them faster. So that's one way. You can actually fall either on the hole underneath or at the sides. So once they fall down, they have to go up back again, and that's how you start the process. But generally, I just love to use cutters or shredders. Just I think they're much more useful. Let's put other traps. So cutters, they rotate. It's very nice. So spike floors, they tend to slow down on zombies. As you can see, cutters are very nice. Anything within their reach can get damaged. So I think pendulums are better off for their utility rather than their damage. Cutters are good for their damage and their capability to actually stun lock zombies on the spot. That's another problem with your pendulums. If the zombies are too fast, they don't get hit as often. That's the most common issue in higher difficulties where zombies just go very fast past your traps. They're fast and they go past your traps. By the way, like I said, they will follow wherever you are, and they will not attack your other structures. So if you go far away from your base, they will chase you actually, and they will leave your base alone. See? So it depends. You can just go back. As long as the zombies can get to you, they will try to go to you. If they cannot go to you, like that one can charge at you. Your cutters can actually juggle zombies. Let's expand and I'll just show you how shredders work. Because why not? So your shredders can fit 2. Oh, that cancelled. Okay, so you can fit 2 in 2 foundations sizes. So what's good with this is that they will be forced to use that path there in the center or the sides. This will always result in 2 shredders damaging the zombies at the same time. That's what makes it good. What else? We have your compressors, which is the next one in your tutorial. You're actually good in slowing down zombies too, because they drop down from them. So it's a good trap also to utilize. Put it here. Your compressor. You can put a spike floor underneath if you want. Yeah. And then you use your guillotine. So guillotines have 10 charges, but it deals the highest damage per hit. That's why it's good. It's best used for bosses. So yeah, that's all of the traps. Yeah, the game's really easy to grasp. I know, no, it's hard at start. I mean, it's easy for me because I already know what I'm doing. It's hard at start because even when I started playing the game, I went to hard difficulty. And the problem with that is I didn't know what I was doing. And it's game over on the first hour. So I went to normal mode and just started to learn how the game works. So one issue that we actually have is you need to be close to your traps to reload them. What if the zombies are already attacking? What will you do? That's where the creative part of the game gets. So I suggest that you play the game first even in peaceful mode or normal mode, or you can start a custom game wherein you tone down the settings, probably lessen their damage, their speed, and their HP, so you will not be burdened for every horde night that you get. So we'll just finish this third wave just to show you all the traps working. So that's your compressor, it goes down and actually deals a good amount of damage. It's best combined with your spike floor and other traps at the sides. Let's fast forward it a bit. Over here. So depending on the zombie, they have different skills. Like that one, it charges. Some zombies jump. Some zombies explode upon death and put traps on fire once they explode. So one issue is, like I've said, you have to reload your traps. You have to gain access to your traps in order to reload them. Ooh, jumper. Okay. So what happens if you're under attack by lots of zombies and you need to reload your traps? So that's where the creative part of the game comes in. Because you can create bases in such way that you will be able to reload and repair your traps safely. And I think that's the part of the game that is actually giving most giving the most fun, the base building aspect of it, and making sure that your setup actually works. So there's a few ways wherein you can repair and reload your bases safely, and that's with clever use of your walls, your walls, your walls, your bridges, and your fences. So I just clear out the way for now. Just fast forward, stay over here with this guy. Let's finish this wave first. Then I'll make bases. So this is the first boss that you can get. It's on day 3 or the third wave. They actually have lots of HP. Let's clear them up again. Let's make it easier. Let's just let them get to me here. Just to make it faster. Because we'll be starting making bases. Here we're done. Okay. So one of the basic ways. Oh man, there's still zombies alive. Okay. So one of the basic ways to actually reload or repair your traps safely is basically you make foundations, right? Let's say you want to make it simple. You have a gauntlet like this, and there's only one way to get to you. You use your shredders, just for example. Okay, like so. So the problem is you won't be able to reload this 2 shredders safely unless you go past your other shredders. So what if there's zombies already attacking? You get damaged by your own traps. So how will you be able to reload this? So one way is okay. So one of the most easiest way or the most basic way to reload traps is just making sure that they are accessible by the sides. You just make another hallway like so, and you can access them. But the zombies can reach you, so you just use your walls. As you can see, you cannot put walls here. That's because certain buildings or certain traps has their collisions. So what to do? We just try to change it a bit. By the way, zombies cannot go through your shredders like this. So if you want them to go here, make sure that you try to make this side here that they cannot pass this side. So there's numerous ways you can put walls, but the cheapest way is to put a column over there. I think yeah. So they cannot push through. Usually you can build with the snap option. There's a difference between the two. Okay. So if you enable the snap, it will place the trap. It will snap the building to the adjacent trap. For example, this shredder. It's different from the other one that I made. This one. This is because this one I did not use the snap option. I turned it off. Okay, with the snap option turned on, you can go past through the shredders. Okay, and that's bad. If you can pass through it, the zombies can also pass through it. If you disable the snap option, you cannot get past it, and so will zombies. So what happens now is, on this side, zombies cannot use this path. Oh, they still can. They just put one more column, like this, right? Like so. So they cannot get there, no matter what. Okay. But on this side, they can use this path instead. And then they can go pass through here and towards here. So that's a problem. That's why whenever I use shredders, I don't use the snap option. That is to make a hallway wherein they are forced to use the path that you make for them, like that. So again, how will you be able to reload the traps at the front safely? So you make another hallway like this, and this time, since the zombies cannot use this path, you're safe already in repairing these two. Okay, safely this way, because the zombies can't get to you. You have to go pass through it first, here, then here. So make sure you have a wall over here instead. That is to avoid the zombies, the jumping zombies, to jump towards you. They will still try to jump, but they won't be able to access you. So that's safe. So how will you be able to repair this one? You can repair it or reload it over here, but this one you can't, right? Cannot access it. So you have to be again creative in doing this. Oops. So you actually have a reach for your repairing and reloading. See if you can access. See? Now we can access both traps safely. Now you can repair and reload without any trouble of getting damaged by your other traps this way. The problem next is that you have your jumping zombies, right? You just try to protect yourself from it. Sometimes there are certain steps you have to follow in order for you to make what you want. Like if I have the stairs already, I cannot place a wall. But if you place the wall first, then put the stairs, it's possible. You can the zombies can still jump, so just put one more wall above, like that, so they won't. Okay. However, they can jump from here, going there to you. Try to protect yourself again. There's always a way. Or you can just simplify it and, you know, remove all of this, the stairs, and just make another hallway over here. But that will that will use up too much resources. So depending on your creativity, you can actually make different bases for different purposes. So that's one way. You make a hallway for your traps, so that you can repair them. You can also get creative and get access from above. So this is something I've been using before. I don't know if I actually first thought of it, but anyways. It's hard to place. What you do is you place stairs, a bridge over it, over your traps. Actually, there's an easier way to do this. You just put a wall over it, like this. Now there's a few things. Actually, this is the safer one, and it gives you more access on other things. That's why I like this one. I hate that it's slow. Put your walls. This is me building stuff basic. This is still basic building. You can have a much more complex building. You can check some of my videos or tutorials. It actually uses a bit more complex setup in building things. So here you have your stairs, right? The problem here is you cannot repair them or reload them safely yet. Oh yeah, you can. Before the patch, okay, you cannot target them easily. Anything underneath a wooden bridge or a stone bridge, you cannot target easily. Okay, but now because of the new update, you can do it easier. Just use your mouse wheel or your Q and E to rotate on the targets or to change targets. So that makes this one something a bit easier to utilize with the current patch. So that's one way. Okay? You can repair things from up above. So the main problems here on this technique is jumpers. So you just have to think of something that would deal with that. Or you can just simply make sure that um, something like this. Just put another bridge on top. Snap. Building stuff really takes time though. Just have to find the right spot. Or you can make it simple. This way they still cannot access your repairing area. And they cannot access that other entrance. What you can do is place another stairs here. Bridge, I mean. Okay. What happens now is, since you're here, they won't be able to jump. Okay, they won't start their jump animation if you're here. If you're here, they'll try to jump over there from there towards you. So here you can already repair your things without any problem at all. Okay. So you have your hallway set up. You have your bridge set up from up above. And you can also repair things or reload things from underneath. For example here, see, you can repair from underneath also. So how will you use that? If you're over here, the zombies can also get to you, and you'll be upgrading your foundations anyways. And if you do so, you cannot go underneath them anymore. See? What you can do is, this is a little bit advanced already in terms of base building. We'll still use those setup, the same setup, but we'll have to repair it from underneath. Ooh, uneven floor. Darn it. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but let's try it anyway. So let's say repair them all, upgrade them all. They're all like so. This is just an example. But you can also watch my video regarding this one. I think we can make do with this one being foundation also, just to be safe. So make your traps. So just an example, your stairs over here. Oh, no. So you have your little bunker. So like this. Now you can repair or reload from underneath. And you do not have to worry about jumpers jumping since you're under. Okay. That's one way. Those are 3 methods already on how you will be able to repair and reload your traps from safety. That's not really an issue anymore. So what else should we be covering in this tutorial? I won't be going into details about the journal areas because I myself haven't finished the journals because I didn't want to finish the game. Just want to stay as long as I can. So I think yeah, that's it. For your perks, I always make sure I get one of this as soon as possible, and then maps. No, one of this as soon as possible. The engineer, get it as soon as possible also, and then after that, get one. Is it porter? We need your porter because it gives you 12 inventory slots, which is very useful here, right? I'll show you how big it is, how big your 12 inventory slots are. It's big. So even just one porter is good enough. Getting more than one is better. Then I max out the builder, and then next would be the demo man, or either or of the two. Just first demo man, engineer, porter, and then do what you want to do. So for perks also, it's very important to get your novice guardsman because of the damage taken. Depending on the difficulty, This would be either good or overkill. Jogger has always been good because you need to run fast. Okay, same with your um, diver, so you can recover your stamina faster. So that's one way to play the game. I have videos in my YouTube for other tutorials that tackles more advanced base building examples. So I'd rather have you watch it there instead because it takes time to explain those, and I have captions for the explanation on those videos anyways. So yeah, that's it. And that's it for the end of this tutorial. Let's just finish the what to call this, the tutorial part of the game. As you can see, upon making your compressor, you need to make your cutter next, and you get a free trap machine. So the issue here is for you to make your trap machine, you need a lot of things first. That's why I skip the pendulum and make either a cutter or a shredder instead as my first trap that I will be using for the first wave. Because a pendulum will not cut it, it's not enough on higher difficulties. If a zombie cannot reach you, if the wave, for example, cannot reach you for any means, for any reason at all, here's one trick. You can make floating bases using columns and foundations. Column OP. Normally you cannot just make stuff, see? But columns make things possible. It's like the best, one of the best things in this game. Just how absurd a column would be. So let's stay here. Zombies cannot get to me. This is why I love this spot. Thus, this whole thing, you can make this your whole house, and you won't even. There's no possibility that it gets destroyed, because if they can't reach it, they can't destroy it. So let's push the time again. 72, 96. Okay. So what happens if the zombies cannot get to you? I mean, they can't reach you, for example. Uh, See, you're not supposed to be able to build anything. But since you placed a column, you can magically build something. So there's your first zombie. They will try to get to you. But since they can't, they will just randomly attack stuff. So they're attacking doors. You can actually destroy doors. Let's- See, that's why they're trying to destroy it. Oh, okay. Jumpers can still get to you. I have invulnerability on, that's why I don't die. But my point is, if they cannot get you and they wander off, they will try to target your other things instead. Anything that they can destroy, they will try to get it. And since I have buildings and they can wander to them, they will try to destroy those instead. So I can make sleeping bag here just to show you. Disable the invincibility and then lure them somewhere. See, they will go to you as soon as possible. As soon as they can get to you, they will go to you. Oh, I have ammo. So anyone can replicate this setup fairly easily in normal mode, and even on this day. As you can see, you can already finish the content of the day with something as simple as this. They will try to jump, but they cannot get to you. Oof. When you change targets, really a lifesaver for this. Because usually you're not supposed to get to this. I mean, you cannot change your targets, usually. But now, since you can, it's made easier. Because before, you have to repair the bridge first before you can target anything that's underneath it. Now you can repair it even if you can reload the traps underneath, even if the bridges are damaged. So let's reset a bit. Fast forward. It's like I've said, once the icon above the skull starts filling up again, it means that all of the zombies that are supposed to be spawned during that wave has already been spawned like that. So the most amount of zombies will be inbound already. So supposedly the zombies will go to you. Alright. So but since they cannot get to you, they'll start wandering around. And if they happen to get near one of your buildings, they will just try to attack that instead. So that's one of the triggers of the zombies just randomly attacking stuff. So you can hear, see, they'll try to go to you, but they can't. So they'll wander around and then try to attack stuff like that. They'll just attack randomly instead. At the moment that they can reach you, they will start to go to you again. Music hasn't stopped yet. I wonder. Oh yeah, that's done. So, yeah. So just make sure that the zombies can get to you, or else they will just randomly attack stuff that they can get their hands to. And that could also include your bases that you do not want them to attack. So that's it. Yeah. So be creative and yeah, be creative and try to have fun playing the game. By the way, last trap that I didn't touch is this one. One of the most useful traps in the game is your two traps. I mean, the trap door and your bait trap. From the name itself, what happens is in the trap door, it opens whenever a zombie steps on it. So a trick that we do is that we use is we put this usually at the end or near the end of a maze so that once they trigger it, they fall and they have to start over again. That makes it a loop, and base with the loop is really nice. Next is your bait trap. What it does is it attracts zombies to attack it instead. So it will attract zombies, it will once you make it, it will attract zombies. See? And it will try to attack, the zombies will try to attack it as much as possible, but since they can't, they'll just mindlessly roam under it if it's floating like that, if it's unreachable. If they can reach it, however, they will try to path towards it. So in higher difficulties, for people that cheeses the game, that's what they do. Okay, they use the bait trap that zombies cannot reach, and then they place trebuchets or other traps. Trebuchets like this. They use a trebuchet to shoot towards the bait trap where the zombies are just chilling under. That's one way to cheese the game and win. So there are other traps like your spike launcher or your ballista. It just shoots arrows towards your enemies. I don't really use this. Your flamethrower is very good in staggering zombies. It puts them on fire, and it uh, essentially it slows them down. But you have to be careful because the flamethrower trap can also burn you, and any wooden buildings that you have can be set on fire. So that's it for the stream. And if you have questions, go to Discord. You can find me there. Look up for my videos in YouTube. Comment there if you want something else. And that's it. Bye.